I want to go a little bit to your time as ambassador to the UN. And something that struck me in reading your memoir is you were often the first and sometimes the only. So one of the things I think most people don't know is that you were the youngest ambassador, US ambassador to the United Nations. I read this and I think it's you were the only woman at one point on the permanent members of the Security Council.
On the Security Council as a whole, which was 15 members. It was true for Nikki Haley, my successor, as well, that there just have been these periods in the last 5 or 6 years where there's just one female ambassador among the 15.
Well, I was going to ask you to speak a little bit about that. It's at International Women's Day was Monday. We are in March, the month of women. The importance of women in leadership and in roles like U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations.
I mean, I think in all roles, right? I mean, A, just run the numbers and we're half and we should be half. But B, there's because of some of the imbalances that I was alluding to in the COVID context on the home front, to have women in senior public policy roles when it is women in so many parts of the world, including in the developed world, who are, managing the childcare burden, managing the fates of aging parents, health-related issues, education-related issues. When you see the net effects for societies that employ more women or that educate more women in terms of the increases in GDP commensurate to how many more women get an extra year of education, right? There's a correlated bump for every extra year on average that girls get. And so there are just so many benefits that go beyond just in the injustice of excluding women, but that get to what's good for everyone. And that's an argument I think advocates for women's empowerment and inclusion have increasingly turned to as we've gotten more, and I'm sure the alums of your center and your program that are part of gathering this data, because it used to be that, you just look at one woman out of 15, you say that's just wrong, right? What's going on? This looks like 1945 in the United Nations. But now there's more and more empirical basis to say, not only is it wrong, it's dumb. Here are all the reasons it's just, you're going to have worse outcomes. And some of that's just about diversity generally. I mean, we need far more people of color and people of different faiths also. And obviously sexual orientation, gender identity, really trying to have our workforce in the US government look like America. And I think